Hey guys, wanted to show you this little something and then leave you with some words of wisdom. Um, so this here is a little cute little hookah pipe, and you can put your CBD flower in here. So super dope. They also have CBD vapes. Those two are the forms that I would really suggest if you have anxiety. I know that's what helped me a lot last year. Um, During my anxiety attacks, I would inhale my vape pen, my CBD vape pen, and instantly it was as if I could breathe again. Um, I also tried the tincture. Tincture is, I want to say is what they call it, which are the drops. There's different levels, so some drops are stronger than others. CBD in general is really, really good. I never honestly cared for it just because I didn't feel like I needed it, but when I found out they had a vape, I don't know, I don't know, it was a game changer. At that point, I was willing to try anything, so then I found out that they had flower. So flower is basically like the herb of the CBD. So it's like pure plant basically. When you smoke that, it's the same effect as the vape. The vape just is easier to use. But if you're chilling at home and you want to use your cute little pipe, which I'm actually thinking of selling now because they're so cute. So it's like an individual little hookah. It even comes with a little hookah straw too. It's just super dope. But super good for relaxing. Like if you've had a rough day and I don't know, you just want to take like the edge off. It's not psychoactive, so it's not gonna give you the high feeling. It's just gonna relax you, I guess you can say. Definitely really good for, like I said, anxiety. It's good to just keep in your purse, in your car. Maybe not your car because you have to keep it at a certain temperature, but definitely really good to have. But anyways, I want to leave you with some words of wisdom. Put this down. So we have two spectrums. One, or I guess one spectrum, two different sides of the spectrum. So you have pain, and then you have growth. So when you're going through pain, you might not see end sight. I want to say that's how you say it. You just feel like it's going to be a long time before things get better, and you really don't see how they're going to get better because nothing's changing. You're feeling the same, if not you're feeling worse. Like things keep happening, and the problem is that to get to the other side of the spectrum, which is growth, which is where all the beauty comes in, there has to be change. So from pain, you have to recognize what is no longer serving you on this path, because now you're trying to get on the path of growth. So in order to get on that right path, there has to be change somewhere over here where the pain lies. So the reason why there is pain is because there is resistance. And the reason why there is resistance is because you might not believe that you need to change. So you're lying to yourself, or you just can't accept that you have certain things you need to change about yourself, about your habits, about your thoughts, about your lifestyle. Because if you have this perfect picture of yourself and you're not doing the things that that person requires, maintenance, let's call it, then you're not on your way to where you're really wanting to be. So there has to be that change, that mind shift where you say, you know what, this has been happening. It's happened before. Maybe it's happening again. Maybe I should learn my lesson. Or maybe now I see the patterns. How could I not have seen the patterns before? definitely when you pinpoint what those things are that you need to change, start acting quick. Act quick before you change your mind. Act quick when you are inspired. Act quick when you feel that emotion of wanting change. Do it in that instant, in that moment. Don't think twice, just do it. Because by you just forcing yourself, it becomes instinctive. So then when you come across an issue, you're going to notice you no longer react the same with this same issue. You find yourself calmer. You find yourself more conscious, more aware of your thoughts. You're no longer just reacting. And because there's been this change, you've recognized what's wrong. You recognize what needed to be changed. And then you put action behind it. And now you're changing. And because you're changing, people have to change that are around you, or they start falling like flies, like they say, because they no longer are in your wavelength. Your wavelength is now higher. So some people can't meet you there. They're not there yet. But don't worry, if they're good friends and it's family, they love you, or friends, they love you, they'll come around and they'll check up on you, which is so awesome. So don't be afraid of that change, because the change is where the power lies. When you start changing, you start realizing that, of course, not only do you react differently, but the things around you, the things that happen to you, begin to change. Because now you're not on the same wavelength you were before. Now your vibration is higher. So now you're attracting all these amazing things, maybe new job opportunities, new friends, new travel opportunities, and the best one of all, I would say, when you're working on yourself and you finally get to a point where you're whole all by yourself. You don't need anybody else to have a good time. You just enjoy your company, you enjoy the things that you do, you are fascinated with learning more about yourself and your shadow self, and you're just working on fixing yourself, because you're no good to anybody else if you're not fixing yourself. So it takes time apart from everyone to really get down and dissect what it is that you need to work on. What is it, the things that you need to change? What is it, the things that you need to stop accepting? What are the things that are no longer in alignment with your higher purpose, with what it is you want out of life? There has to be that change. But before there is a change, there has to be a recognition of what needs to be changed. And that's where mindfulness comes in. When you're mindful of your thoughts, when you're mindful of your actions, when you're mindful of how all of this is affecting other people, what you're doing, how it affects other people. When you're being mindful of all of those things, you have opportunities at every moment of the day to say, I can't react like that. Girl, get it together. I ain't going there. I know where that's going to take me. Stop yourself from thinking that negative thoughts, or push yourself to doing those things that you said you were going to do. Just don't give yourself another option. You have been unhappy for far too long, and happiness is literally on that spectrum. You just need to acknowledge what the problems are. You need to change and really analyze what that change has to be. And then you have to put that action behind it. That's going to be the driver to all of these amazing changes. So now you're on your road. this new you, new me. And then there's growth. Now you've arrived at growth because now you understand that you went through what you went through because of X, Y, and Z. Like, you understand that. You understand you had to walk this road, and then even past that road, it was a winding road. But you know now, you know better. There has to be change in order for there to be growth. And when you arrive at growth, you attract exactly what God wants for you. You attract exactly the person that God wants you to be with. You attract the opportunities that you didn't even realize you even wanted or that you could imagine. And I want you over here. So I want you to start working on this spectrum, so you can be on your way and be right here with me. I want to take you on this healing journey. I love you guys. Bye.